Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the USA Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered. You know the score by now. Valtteri Bottas wins the USA Grand Prix. Manages to pass Lewis Hamilton late on. His two-stop strategy paid off. Let's get into the driver ratings for the American Grand Prix. Romain Grosjean 2. Big crash in practice 2. Knocked his win off through the S's. Very quiet race. Haas are not very good. Haas want next year to come very quickly. And yeah, their home race was a bit of a disaster. Kevin Magnussen, 3. A good qualifying by Kevin Magnussen. Retired late on with brake issue. There was smoke coming out of his brakes. He went straight on, binned it in the gravel. Had to be a brake failure. Sebastian Vettel, 5. Now, that sounds a bit harsh, but P2 in qualifying, nearly got on pole. He was 0.12 off pole. A horror start, a horror weekend for Ferrari. Horror start, gets mugged off by Lewis Hamilton around the outside. Drops to like 7th, couldn't get heat into the tyres. And then turn 9, which is a disgrace in my opinion, they run wide and it was kind of like karma. Vettel ran wide. His suspension broke, he got punished for running wide, and that's how it should be. Obviously I don't want to see anyone crash but Vettel was okay, retires. Charles Leclerc, 6. His car stopped in practice 3, he had to pull off, and then in the race he was literally P4, all by himself, 52 seconds off the race winner. A shocking weekend for Scuderia Ferrari. Kimi Räikkönen, 4. Race winner here last year, horror qualifying, gets beat by Giovinazzi, qualifies in P17, a better race, ended up finishing 11th with Kvyat's post-race penalty. But yeah, it's not been great recently for Räikkönen. Giovinazzi, 3, beat Kimi in qualifying, poor race, had a long pit stop, but Giovinazzi's really been impressive for me. I think he's done enough to deserve that seat. He's beating Kimi Räikkönen in qualifying, but his race, he needs to work on his races because his races aren't that strong. Pierre Gasly, 5. P10 in qualifying, race not so good, pitted late on, ended up 14th, I believe. Yeah, 14th. Danny Kvyat. Now I'm going to actually dock Kvyat down a bit because I'll give him 4. Post-race penalty for the second race running. He got one at Mexico. He receives one again at USA. Hit Perez. I didn't even see it to be honest, but he got a penalty for it, so it must have been a slam dunker. Yeah, and he's in the points again. He barges someone out the way, gets a post-race penalty, ends up out the points. Lewis Hamilton, 8. And now you're probably thinking, 8? He's just won the World Championship. But I mark these how I see it. This is for the weekend. This is not based on a season. We'll do that at the end of the season. Lewis Hamilton, 8. He's the World Champion for a 6th time. P2 in the race. But the reason I mark him to 8 is because he had a horror qualifying. One of his worst qualifyings. He fought till the end. He was on a 1-stop. But Bottas had fresher tyres and breezed past him. Valtteri Bottas, 10. Pole, race win, dominated all weekend, passed Lewis late on with his 2-stop fresher tyres. And it's a perfect weekend for the finishman. Carlos Sainz, 7. Best of the rest in qualifying, contact with Albon on lap 1 in the race, ends up finishing 8th in the race. Yeah, Ricciardo ends up beating the McLarens. Lando Norris, 7. P8 in qualifying, P7 in the race. Had a great battle with Ricciardo, and yeah, good points for McLaren, but they won't be happy they got beat by Renault. Who's next? Max, 8 out of 10. P3 all weekend, solid performance. He was on the 2-stop strategy, didn't really work, because he should have been past Hamilton as well. He probably would have got past Hamilton if not for Kevin Magnussen stuck in the gravel trap after the long straight. Alexander Albon, 8. Contact with Sainz on lap 1. He pits, fights all the way back to P5, most overtakes, most entertainment, Albon really deserves that Red Bull seat. Daniel Ricciardo, 10. Best of the rest in the race. A Ricciardo special on Norris. One of his late dive bombs. Brilliant performance by the Australian. P9 in qualifying. And he loves America, doesn't he? Nico Hulkenberg, 7. Solid points. Went very long on the hards. Probably went the longest. Just give him a C. Give him a C. Pole position in a Williams. Le Mans winner. Consistent performer every single season. How has Nico Hulkenberg not got a C? How? It's unbelievable. I'll be doing a rant video if Hulkenberg don't get a C, and it's looking ever likely that he's not going to get a C. George Russell, 6. Doing the best he can in the shit heap that he has. Never puts a foot wrong, so I give Russell a 6. Beats Kubica again, so 6. Russell's doing the best he can. He can't do any better because of the car he's in. Robert Kubica, 3. Very quiet weekend. Retired late in the race due to hydraulic problems. 2 races to go for the Polishman, and to be honest, he's probably looking forward to it being over. It's remarkable he's back on the grid. Phenomenal comeback after his big accident in 2011, but it's not been a good return for the Polishman. Lance Stroll, 4. Very average weekend. Qualified 14th, finished 13th. And did he finish 13th with Kvyat's penalty? Yeah, 13th. Yeah, I ain't got much written down for Stroll, not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest, not got much written down. Sergio Perez, 7. And probably could give him an 8 because it wasn't his fault. Came from the pit lane all the way up into the points with Kvyat's penalty. There we have it, driver ratings for the American Grand Prix. Look out for the Lewis Hamilton video. Adios.